Okay, here it is, September 28th, 2015, and I'm going to talk about extending lucid dream and out-of-body experiences. First, I'm going to say that I believe that true, pure, unwavering consciousness is based on truth, based on reality. I'll kind of wrap that up towards the end of this. But when you think about it, inducing the beginning stages of an out-of-body experience cannot be that difficult of a thing to do. And why do I say that? Because people are doing it spontaneously. They don't even have to try to do it, it's just happening. And I do say that with a little bit of hesitancy because it took me about a month to experience my first encounter consciously with the vibrations. And one of the first things that most people will figure out once they get into a lucid dream or an out-of-body state, they'll realize that getting back into the body is not a problem, but staying out of the body is the problem. And the same could be said for lucid dream experiences. In the beginning, I would work so hard to get to an out-of-body state or a lucid dream state just to have it only last a couple of seconds. If I was lucky, maybe a minute. So when I started thinking about it, I thought, when we're walking around in the physical world, we have our physical body to anchor us here. Our minds can wander. We can sit and daze out for hours if we wanted to, but our physical bodies aren't going anywhere. That's daydreaming. But the problem is that when you daydream in a lucid dream or an out-of-body experience, it's over. Now, what does this have to do with fantasy? Well, on the other side of consciousness seems to be a labyrinth for the mind, and it is alive with intent to deceive and trick the mind. And what I'm talking about in that sense, what I'm talking about in that sense is that when you go into a lucid dream, quite often you'll encounter a challenge. I've always noticed this. There's always some kind of challenge, whether it be some hot chick or something, and she comes out of the woodwork, and say you're a bachelor and you wanted to have a kick-ass experience with a hot chick for years, and there she is. In a lucid dream, if you yield to that and you go to that girl and start trying to hook up, you've already given your mind to that fantasy. And then the rest of the fantasy dream takes over, and you wake up the next morning probably not even remembering the part that was lucid. And the same can be said for the out-of-body experience. So, in the last minute of this or so, I just wanted to touch on a method that I've used ever since it's probably 20 years ago. When I sat down thinking about this, I developed what I call, you can call it whatever you want to, I call it P.T.C meditation, personal thought control meditation. And that's exactly what it is. You're controlling your thoughts. You're controlling what comes in. If something does come in, you look at it and you don't yield to it. And you just continue on with the experience with this consciousness intact. Now, William Bowman, he has a really good method for staying conscious, and the way he does it, his method is to look at your hands, which is a really good one, and say, clarity now or whatever. The only problem with that is that when you do that so many times, when you say clarity now, look at your hands, pretty soon you're doing it habitually and you develop a false awareness. And then the dream ends, and then you wake up, lucky to remember any of it. But during the P.T.C meditation, you get into seiza, or whatever kneeling posture, Indian style, whatever, and you imagine a goal you want to accomplish on the other side, and you go from point A to point B without one time having your consciousness waver. A lot of people will start practicing this method just to find that 30 seconds into their practice, their mind is already wandering. And you will know that when your mind had just wandered in that P.T.C meditation, that had it done so in the astral realm, whatever you want to call it, the experience would be done. So the goal is to extend that P.T.C meditation. If you can do it for a half an hour without your mind wandering, you're doing pretty good. And you'll probably be able to, as I have, I've gone into, on a handful of occasions, I was able to go into lucid dream state and stay there all night long. Some of the other really good experiences last 4 to 5 hours. So anyways, that's my tip on extending the astral projection or lucid dream experience. Try it out, see how it works. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comment, just put them below, and I'll get back to you when I can. Thanks for watching.